How's everybody doing today? It's Tallboywithshortpants here, drawing Lelouch from Code Geass, being featured by Superior Force 1-2. Thank you, Tommy. You're an epic dude. All right, let's get on with this collaboration video tutorial. This guy here is, I'm gonna let you know, he's pretty simple to draw. He wasn't as hard as I thought he'd be, but you might want to take your time, look at how I drew the shapes and everything. And I finally found a microphone that I can use, my Rock Band microphone, whatever thing, and I attach it to the phone, the computer, and now it's working. All right, let's go. His shapes are very, he's a very angular character, like extremely angular, but his hair, like it's very loose, but once you get to the ends, try to point it out as like sharp as possible, as sharp as you can get it. But remember, when you're drawing the lines on his hair, make sure it's kind of like, how do I explain it? Like, you know, as loose as possible, but once you get to the end, it's like a diamond. All right, what I'm drawing here, I kind of made a mistake, but I fixed it later on. But don't draw out that, what I just erased. Yeah, that was a big mistake right there, because I didn't realize that how big the picture was. So, you know, please bear with me on that. Anyway, his drawing, when you draw him, his clothes is very simple to draw, in my opinion. Very simple. You know, even if you don't have a steady hand, the clothes line will be very simple. And you know, one thing I know from drawing him is when I drew the little thing that I erased earlier, I thought this drawing was gonna suck. I'm just being honest, I really hated it. So, you know, I was maybe like an inch away from just crumpling it up and throwing it out. So letting you guys know, bear with me, all right? And exaggerate the lines in his clothes. Exaggerate all that to give that offensive exaggeration to where you can see all the detail and stuff. But we're gonna go back over that later. All right, now it's on to the very fun part. A lot of you guys ask me, how do I shade? To be honest with you, my shading philosophy was, my dad used to make me do lines and circles over and over again every day when I was a little kid. And, you know, all you're doing is just drawing line, close to line, close to line, close to line, going up and down. And I go back over it with a blending stump. Remember that, a blending stump. You can look it up. It's on the internet somewhere. I get mine at Michael's. But I'm kind of going over it like a painting right now. I'm doing one layer. See, I kind of got a little impatient. I was kind of like, I really wanted to see how it would look if I use the eraser and everything. But I recommend for you beginners, go over it like it's a painting. In other words, do it layer by layer by layer. So what I just did was I put a dark layer on the bottom. Then I went over with a darker shading. Then I got my eraser to add even more detail to the drawing. For the eyes, basically draw out where you want it to be white. See that little white spot in his left eye? Draw out that's basically the little, I call it the sparkle. So just draw that out, literally just shade it, and then go back over it with the blending stump and kind of darken out the barriers, like the iris, the outside of the eye. Darken it to where it makes it look real in a way, and kind of put like little spikes in it, like how you see how we have our eyes and everything. That right there in itself gives it a lot more detail. And then now I'm going back over it with the eraser to make it look a lot better. And then I'm doing the same technique throughout the entire video. All right, what I just did right there, listen very closely. I got the blending stump and I just went straight over it, lightly, not hard, but lightly. Then I use my finger to kind of spread it out even more, so that way it looks more real. Because if you just go over it with a blending stump, it's gonna look, you know, you're gonna see all the little marks and everything. To get rid of that, get rid of it with your finger. All right. You can kind of do that with everything else, really. But yeah, that's really the basis of how I drew this character out.
Music just turns me on.
going over with the eraser. Now, right here is it can be a little tricky for some people. You want to kind of, on the top part that I did of his cape, I did it dark, but not too dark. You want it to be dark to where you can still see a little contrast between the shadings and everything. So, and then right what I just did right there, I just went over it. I shaded it very lightly. Then I went over with a blending stump, and then the rest of it I went over just with the blending stump, nothing else included. So, like, in other words, the blending stump can be your best friend, but if you don't know how to use it, you will literally mess up your drawings completely. But that doesn't, anything, to be honest with you, anything can be fixed in a drawing. Even if you rip your paper in half or crumple it up, you can fix it, or you can just press through it, because by the end of the day, you're going to be a better artist. You're not going to be better if you just throw out the drawing because it didn't come out the way you expected it or anything, you know. Like, some of my drawings I regret, but I threw it out because it wasn't the way how I wanted it to be, the way how I wanted it to, how I envisioned it to look or be even better than the professional version of the drawing. But please listen to me. Dude, don't give up on this drawing. Even if it comes out at the end, by the time, after all those hours, you really mess up the drawing, you'll be a better artist. If you have a passion for art, you will be a better artist. Okay? And anyway, I'm sorry for the motivational speech, but back to the actual subject. I'm putting as much contrast, I'm putting different shades of it, but that's for you to determine how you're gonna press up against the paper to add more contrast and everything. But for the white spots, if you don't get it perfectly, see, do what I just did. I went back over with the eraser again. All right. And then to whiten up the eyes, I didn't do this in the video, but to whiten up the eyes, use the eraser. Anything you want to be shined up, add more contrast. If you want it to look better, sometimes the eraser can be your best friend. All right. And then, to be honest with you, that's just about it. I'm about to outline it. I'm about to outline the drawing. And thank you, man, for featuring me, Tallboy with Short Pants. Bless you, bro. Have a good one. Tallboy with Short Pants out.